Without further ado, my name is Pete Jones. I'm the athletic director here at AMSA, if you're not aware of who I am. Couple outstanding highlights this year. I want to make something really clear about our swim and indoor track teams. They are in two of the toughest leagues in our area, so maybe wins and loss records don't jump off the page at you, but the Dual Valley Conference in indoor track and the Midland Wachusett League in swimming are two of the most outstanding leagues in our area. So what our student athletes accomplish at those venues and in those situations is really impressive. And a couple of the things I'll talk about right now, beginning with indoor track. Kind of hard to believe indoor track or track and field in general at AMSA, I think in a lot of ways has been kind of our flagship program. They were the first program to kind of go out there regionally and at the state level and compete at a high level. But we had never had a district champion. So Axel Estavillo, Ali Silva, if you can please stand. Back on February 8th at Fitchburg High School, Axel and Ali, in just moments apart, became AMSA's first district champions in school history. They both won the 55-meter hurdle event, and they are, again, as I said, our first two district champions. So congratulations to Ali and Axel once again. And only to be outdone a week later, Jules Hogan, if you can please stand. Jules Hogan is the first state champion in AMSA history. On February 15th at the Reggie Lewis Center in Boston, Jules won the long jump and became the MIA Division V state champion. Earlier this month, Jules became the 5th student athlete in AMSA history to sign a national letter of intent. She's going to continue her track and field career next year at Division I Boston University. So congratulations to you. Onto the hardwood, our boys basketball team earned its 3rd straight Colonial Athletic League title. So a hand for the boys, 3rd straight league title. They posted their 2nd straight 15-5 season, hosted an outstanding quarterfinal contest over at Marlboro High last Friday night. It was a game that we pretty much controlled the whole way. The final result didn't go our way, but anybody who was lucky enough to be there, just an outstanding atmosphere. They took the loss and didn't move on, but I had people coming up to me from Millis who, they're kind of used to this time of year. Millis is a small school, very successful in all their sports. And I had parents and administrators coming up to me from Millis, just in awe of our school spirit and the program that we've built in such a short time here. You know, the school's been open 15 years, athletics 10 years, and they were just really impressed with AMSA athletics, and it was the boys basketball team that kind of shone the light on us that night. So thanks to the boys for a memorable night. It was a lot of fun that night. And our girls varsity basketball team, hopefully some of you guys were able to catch them over the last couple of weeks. They also hosted a first round home playoff game at Marlboro High. They bested Monty Tech, a league opponent that we'd already beaten twice, so we knew beating them for the 3rd time would be awfully difficult. The girls got it done, moved on to the quarterfinals. Played at a school in Tingsboro. I called them Notre Dame Tingsboro. I was quickly admonished by their athletic director, it is the Academy of Notre Dame. She was not happy with how I pronounced it. So, but the girls won handedly, and they moved on, and they were the first AMSA basketball team to move on to the district semifinals, and they played last night at WPI. Unfortunately, again, the result didn't go our way. We lost to Maynard, but to get to WPI is a real big deal, and I want to thank the girls for a great run. It was a lot of fun watching them play last night at WPI. Boys hockey, our co-op with Marlboro High School, they returned to the playoffs for the first time in 7 years. Also had a memorable playoff run. They won their quarterfinal game at home in front of the biggest crowd that I've ever seen at Naven Rink. They beat Algonquin. Sam Mealy, are you here, Sam? Freshman Sam Mealy from AMSA scored the winning goal in the 3rd period for the Marlboro High Panthers. Again, the biggest crowd I've ever seen at Naven Rink, and the place went crazy when Sammy found the back of the net and sent the Panthers to the semifinals. They played up in Fitchburg a couple nights later, took the defending state champion Wachusett really to the brink. 0-0 after 3 periods, 0-0 after 4-on-4 overtime, 0-0 after 3-on-3 double overtime, and unfortunately we fell in the 7th round of a shootout 3-2. But an outstanding performance from our hockey boys in a memorable moment that they won't soon forget. So thanks for the boys hockey team for a memorable ride. Last but certainly not least, our girls ice hockey program, co-oping at St. Peter Marian in Worcester. They once again, kind of a fledgling program. This is their third year, but they made the playoffs once again. They finished 10-9-2. This was the first year they competed in a league. They had been an independent team for a couple years, but they were actually in a league this year, and it's the best league in Central Mass. And to post a 10-9-2 record and move on to the Division I state playoffs was quite an achievement for the girls. They too lost a heartbreaker in the first round to Needham. They were up 1-0 going into the third, but unfortunately relinquished that lead and lost in overtime. But another outstanding season by our girls hockey players. So thanks to the girls for all that they've done for our program in the last few years. So those are just a couple of the memorable highlights. At this point, we're going to turn it over to the coaches.